Thank you.
No, have a great show. Just don't mess up.
Don't mess up.
I'll be really disappointed.
I've already messed up 3 times.
I think my parents are like, they're making the turns. They're
Oh.
almost here.
Oh, okay.
IDK how they'll get in, but
Okay. Do 4 more. Oh. Okay. Sweet. Her?
my parents are just a couple turns away, I think, from being here. They wanted to come and see it. I can text them to do that. Okay, cool.
Are we ready for Slate? Overhead camera.
1 minute.
Marker. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one. That one.
Oh.
And last one. How does your first song start?
Nice to have you guys here.
Thank you.
Enjoy yourselves.
Nice to be here. I never know if when you talk if we're going or not. Not okay.
Is this the Red Barn?
Hello, good to have you with us on Red Barn Radio. I'm Brad Becker. This is season 19 of Red Barn Radio still, and tonight we welcome you to show number 743. Our staff and our guests so appreciate that you continue to visit the Red Barn Radio YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch channels to enjoy our Wednesday live streams. And this week we bring to Red Barn Phourist and the Photons. Phourist and the Photons emerged in 2012 as a solo project conceived by Nick Phourist Hill, whose middle name serves as his pseudonym, who eventually decided the more the mightier and recruited several other talented like-minded players, Scott Boyce on drums, Andrew Critchlow on guitar, and most recently Jalen Lake Noel on bass and harmony vocals to come along with him. Their music has a great urban energy to it. Welcome from Louisville, Kentucky, Phourist and the Photons to the Red Barn stage.
Thank you.
Turn the hatch that leads below, and I feel the pressure going away, goes away like a formation, rolling water, cloudy sky. distant creatures come alive. I see oh, when that blows, visitations from ghosts. Got to get out, time to read the signs ahead. It's naturally on that dead, but the evening falls on us. Trust in us is trust you must. I see I've seen the way it starts, little fibers in the heart, but you cut it away, carry it away, carry it away. Yeah, you know it's coming, but you're not gonna bend. Seen it again. Got to get out. Got to get out. I see you when that blows. Visitations from gold. Time to read the signs ahead. It's not too late on earth, but the evening falls on us. Trust in us, yes, trust you must. I see you.
Good evening and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to Roots Music Southern Style. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. LexArts, Lexington, Kentucky's premier cultural development, advocacy, and fundraising organization, working for the development of a strong and vibrant arts community as a means of enhancing the quality of life in Central Kentucky. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Here's the host of Red Barn Radio to tell us more about tonight's performers.
Anchored in keyboard and the strong central vocal of Nick Hill, earlier Phourist and the Photons recordings, according to the Easy and Glide, are reminiscent of works by Tori Amos, Dead Can Dance, or even Elton John at times. What I enjoy about this band is that rather than funneling their focus to a particular sound jar, what they do becomes at once more expansive and also bold with each new recording. Phourist and the Photons are here to stretch your notions of the music called Southern. Get ready for a great show. We got Phourist and the Photons on the Red Barn stage.
It's gonna be a long night. I'm turning on my brights. I'm the only one on the road, the only one on the road. Light gives me hope. Another crisis, and I did it like this, with a few compelling notes. Yeah, they help fill up my hole. Yeah, they help fill up my holes. These few compelling notes. These few compelling notes. Do you want the truth? It is not easily spoken, but the moonlight gives me hope. Yeah, 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 the moonlight gives me hope. You may look upon me, tell me that I'm just a joke. Yeah, you think that I'm 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 a joke. I'm terrified of being alive, and it's a slippery slope. Yeah, it's a slippery slope. And in my profession, the big obsession is with being broke. Yeah, it's a joke. So forgive me, yes, forgive me, if the moonlight gives me hope. Yeah, 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 the moonlight gives me hope. Gonna be a long night. I'm turning on my bright. I'm the only one on the road. I'm the only one on the road. But the moonlight gives me hope. Yeah, the moonlight gives me hope. Yeah, the moonlight gives me hope. Yeah, the moonlight gives me hope. Wake up, wake up. We almost have arrived. Your dream was good, show, but this reality will blow your mind. What are we feeling? Oh no, nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to know. Are we feeling? Oh no, nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to know. Get up, get up. I see the water's edge. It's glistening in the light, and I still love you the best. But are we feelings? Oh no, nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to know. Are we feelings? Oh no, nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to know. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's time, it's time, it's time. The moment has arrived. Are you blind? Are you blind? Are you blind? Are you blind? Look out, look out. There's power in the waves. Yes, I was stung by a jellyfish, but I don't care today. And are we villains? Oh no, nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to know. Are we villains? Oh no, nobody needs to know. I'm thinking love is like the Mandelbrot set. Deeper you go, more that unfolds. What's people's problem, which is getting old and hold on, hold on, and hold on, the time has come to praise the air still coming to my lungs. You could have left me when the second verse was done, and I appreciate your oxygen. Hold on, hold on, hold on, These thoughts keep on coming. I cannot get them to die. They go everywhere. They go everywhere. You better make your move. They go everywhere. They go everywhere. Sell it on, yeah. They go everywhere. They go. Thank you.
Well, hey there, Red Barn buddies, barn burners. Welcome to Red Barn Radio, the program that's been bringing you some of the best music you never heard for years and years. What, 19? 20? We're talking about 20 years coming up, folks, and we are so glad you're here with us, and we're glad to have tonight with us Phourist and the Photons. I'm going to take a minute to be Captain Obvious here and reiterate that not all Kentucky music, not all Southern music features a banjo or fiddle or a yodel or a song narrative tied to Appalachian mountains. Soundscapes in this state and all over the world are evolving at light speed. And you know, for many years, Red Barn Radio anchored its offerings in common conceptions of Southern and Americana music. And then something happened. You know, vast numbers of young and up-and-coming artists, young players from here and all over the country started contacting us to tell us, you know, how much they love our program and how much they also want to share the Southern thing that they do. And they want to share it in a welcoming place to a welcoming audience like the 100,000 or so weekly listeners we've pulled together over 20 years. Phourist and the Photons, our guests tonight, are such a group of young artists, and we're really glad you guys are here with us tonight. It's wonderful to hear your sound.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah.
We're happy to be here.
Yeah. Well, that's Nick Hill on the microphone now, and why don't we just start talking with you, Nick. Okay. You founded this operation, right?
Yes.
Tell us how it came to be.
Well, it all started, I guess, on a Casio keyboard. I have the picture of me getting it, actually, from Walgreens, I think. Yeah, I couldn't play guitar worth crap, so I tried out the keys, and I was all right at that. And I used to run it through all kinds of pedals and stuff. And
How long ago did you start experimenting with that kind of stuff?
I was real young. I don't actually remember what age I was. I think probably like 12 or 13 or something.
Huh.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I originally was just an instrumentalist, and so we'll probably get into that later, but composition kind of comes first for me most of the time. Like, I usually write a melody first. Lyrics didn't come until way later, and I was actually terrified to sing in front of human beings.
Not now.
Not as much now, no. Yeah.
Well, look, so talk us through some of the environment that you grew up in that sort of cultivated this sort of musical freedom that you have, because there seems to be a lot of it, which I love.
I probably attribute a lot of that to my artist's parents. They exposed me to a lot of crazy music.
Like what kind of things?
Well, I don't know, just like Dead Can Dance, like you mentioned Tori Amos.
Oh,
Dead
yeah.
Can Dance.
Uh-huh.
And that was, yeah, like a lot of that. Sigaros.
Nice.
Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Ooh.
Kind of pretty eclectic stuff.
You were hearing that stuff already, so in your early teens?
Yeah, well, before that, yeah.
And what were your friends, your peers listening to?
I don't know. I
Or
kind of lived
care?
in a bubble, yeah. I don't know what they were listening to be honest. What, you say what year?
No, I'm just curious. Yeah,
Oh.
what they were.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
My friends, they were listening to like indie bands, I guess.
Yeah.
When I was a young youngin. They were listening to like Flaming Lips, that kind of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, the visual artist's parents. Also, my cousin was in a band called Cabin. That was probably a pretty big influence on me.
What was Cabin like?
They were kind of spooky, ethereal, and poppy.
Huh.
I'm sorry, Noah, if that offends you, but that's the closest I can get to a description. They were really good. They were also a little progressive. I don't know if they want that label, though.
Did your parents take you out to hear live music when you were a little kid?
Yeah. We went to see Cabin. I think my first concert was like Coldplay or something. But yeah, pretty often. Yeah,
Yeah,
we went out.
and so did you have training on the keyboard at an early age? Did your parents say it's time for you to take piano lessons and here's your
Nah.
teacher and practice hard?
Nope. They taught me guitar stuff. My mom taught me like finger picking, that kind of stuff. And Dad taught me just chords and like Led Zeppelin songs. But yeah, no, I didn't really have any keyboard training. In fact, I went to a class and they said, "You're doing this all wrong." And I never went back. I probably should, but I don't know. Yeah, no, I never really did much training.
And did you think already in your mid-teens that hey, you might take this on as a full-time job, or did you ever think about, for instance, did your parents ever think that you might be well suited to go to music school or study music?
They never actually mentioned music school. No, they did say I should do soundtracks a lot. They were always telling me to do movie soundtracks. Dad was always telling me to do movie soundtracks. He was like, that would fit perfect in Lord of the Rings or something. Yeah.
So you were creating already, though, at an early age, you were creating sort of your own sort of soundscapes and coming up with different ideas.
Oh, yeah.
And where were those ideas? I mean, you told us about sort of some of the bands that maybe you listened to growing up and whatnot, but what about the ideas that you come up with in some of this keyboard stuff and some of the things that you would do, the textures that you'd create and whatnot? Where was that all coming from?
I don't know. I would say probably like maybe Vangelis, or I'm probably butchering his name, but Vangelis or Vangeli or however you say it. The guy who like made like new new agey kind of synth stuff.
Our sound guy Matt upstairs will know exactly how to pronounce that. So
I was pretty into him. I did like movie soundtracks. I was really into the Apollo 13 movie soundtrack for some reason. I really liked that one. Like the Annie Lennox vocal part was cool to me. I like Jurassic Park, the quiet piano parts. I liked, I don't know, just the list could go on forever.
So they were right. So your parents were right, is that?
Yeah, no, I love that stuff.
Yeah, that you were really tuned into that at an early age. Did
Yeah.
they buy you soundtracks?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I think they already had them, because Dad listened to soundtracks all the time. He was really into Conan the Barbarian soundtrack, the Basil Polydaris soundtrack. It's great. He really liked that one, and I don't know, all kinds of just tons, just CDs and records laying around everywhere all the time.
Sounds like a nice
Yeah,
environment to grow up into if you've got that going on.
yeah, it was great.
Huh. And so when I think about composition, I think about, I guess I have to say, I think about music training, and I think about sort of understanding, I don't know, not necessarily theory, but understanding, how music works, the inner workings of the science of music a little bit.
Yeah, I read a Tom Waits quote, I think yesterday, where he said that songwriters, a lot of times, I'm butchering the quote, but paraphrasing the quote, it was basically like songwriters go to school by listening to other songwriters, and they kind of pick it apart, listen to it, and say, hey, maybe I could do that too. And I feel like that's pretty much what my schooling was, which is not necessarily songwriters, but bands and soundtracks and composition. I just listened to a lot of different stuff. I got really into Radiohead at one point, and I think that had a pretty big influence on me as well. Compositionally, just because of the way they approach chord progressions and stuff. But anyway, yeah.
Can I hunch that that the time this past horrid year of COVID and everything else, when we were sort of in our own spaces, that was not torture for you?
No. Well, it was sad that the disease was sad. And
yeah, sure.
But
I mean, for you personally and artistically,
I didn't notice too much difference. I didn't go out at all, really. But I'm kind of an introverted guy, so it was kind of. I basically stayed home and did the same thing I would have done anyway. I hate to admit that, but yeah, I just basically, a lot of I'm always writing stuff. So.
Did you develop some new ideas or some new sort of concepts for your music over this time?
Yeah, it's actually kind of a problem. I would say my bandmates probably want to murder me because I send so many ideas. Huh?
Go ahead. What were you saying, Scott?
The main problem with all the stuff that he sends, which I probably get like one new idea on Facebook Messenger at like 1 a.m. once a week. He's like, "Hey man, check this out." But they're all good. That's the big problem. Is everything that he's come up with that he sent our way is like, this is something or will be something. So
well, that's kind of a nice problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad problem. It's just it gets overwhelming trying to organize all the ideas into stuff that makes sense, because we've always kind of had something we're trying to work on records is trying to make it more like a cohesive, like less of the I don't know, just jumping all over the place in terms of genre and feel, vibe, all of that. So we're trying to kind of keep it like a nice, like a Andrew put it, like a listening experience that people would enjoy. Not that they haven't enjoyed our previous records, but something just a little bit more consistent all the way through.
So do you mean so a musical experience that people would enjoy, not necessarily the music experience that you would enjoy?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I say that's accurate. Right,
yeah.
Andrew? Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, I'm talking to Nick Hill, and the bandmates are starting to work their way into the conversation, and we'll have more conversation with all of these folks as the show moves on. Welcome back, Phourist and the Photons, to Red Barn Radio.
Thank you. We scaled the mountain tops, looking for love, looking for love, looking for love, looking for love. But as it often is, was in front of, was in front of, was in front of, was in front of. Could we be one and losing? Could we be one and losing me? Looking for love, looking for love, looking for love. Could we be one and losing? Could we be one and losing me? You go where you need to go. I don't care anymore. You go where you need to go. I don't care anymore. You go where you need to go. I don't care anymore. You go where you need to go. You go where you need to go. I don't care anymore. You go where you need to go. I don't care anymore. You go where you need to go. I don't care anymore. It's a matter of time for your eyes catch up with your mind. Oh, I read it online. It's only a matter of time. The fire that you're building, do not let it consume you. Do not let it mask the truth. Sing in the mud, ooh, ooh. Sing in the mud, ooh, ooh. Sing in the mud. Ooh, ooh. Yeah. I'm ready, oh, I'm ready, oh. Just let me go, just let me go. Well, I'll sail across the Milky Way. You will never hear from me again. Sing in the mud, ooh, ooh. Sing in the mud, ooh, ooh. Sing in the mud. Ooh, ooh. At the edge of the sky lived a girl who collected your lights in a burlap bag, and when I ripped it open, a gaping maw, I heard it all, yeah. Sing in the mud, ooh, ooh. Sing in the mud, ooh, ooh. Sing in the mud, ooh, ooh. I don't have a shot, no, I don't have a pen. Well, nobody does, why don't we care? Straight always seems like you can't even feel it. Strange how reality's like way out of my reach, yeah. We're all born screaming. We're all born screaming. We're all born screaming. We're all born screaming. Strange how it always seems like, yeah, strange how it always seems like, strange how it always seems like you can't even feel it. I'm an afterthought, I'm something you don't notice. I float around, I know it. Strange how it always seems like you can't even feel it. Strange how reality's like way out of my reach. Yeah, we're all born screaming. We're all born screaming. We're all born screaming. We're all born screaming. Thank you.
Hold on one second. Andrew, ask him. We're Great. Before we get back to music with Phourist and the Photons, sorry, I want to tell you about next week on the Red Barn Radio live stream. We've got Woody Woodworth and the Piners. Hey, hailing from Richmond, Virginia, Woody Woodworth and the Piners are part of the newest revival of Virginia music. They're influenced by Virginia's deep musical history and Appalachian culture. They fuse storytelling with country bluegrass and rock and roll, and they have a sound that's really uniquely their own, and I think you're going to really enjoy this band. Don't miss next week's program with Woody Woodworth and the Piners, live for you on Red Barn Radio, the program that's been bringing you roots music, Southern style for nearly 20 years. Now let's get back to tonight's Red Barn Radio program. We come to you live on all of our social media platforms. broadcasting from the Arts Place Performance Hall here in the city of Lexington, Kentucky. And now please welcome back Phourist and Photons to the Red Barn stage.
Thank you. This is an android named C17. Must be in full control my own destiny. I'm an android named C17, but I dream, and I dream, and I dream. You had your dead feast, but I dream, and I dream, and I dream. Numbers fill my mind, logical conclusions are often just illusions. And I dream, and I dream. My philosophy, what I believe to be the way to cure your soul. Release of hell. Thank you. This is called The Ache. Surprised they were awakened as I wanted you to stay. But you're making out of here, waiting on the field, the cooking in the day. And I really tried. I'm serious. You're everything but it was. Don't hear the moan, cause my God is full of stars. Am I the only one alive? I'm bending in a way no one cares. You're everything but I'm serious. I'm not your brother. No, I'm not your son. No, I'm not your daughter. And I am not the one. No, I'm not your brother. No, I'm not your son. I'm not your daughter. And I am not the one. constellation eyes. Don't keep it to yourself. Yeah, share with someone else. Look around. Look at everything around you. I'm gonna roll my window down. And I'm thinking big, bigger than me. With my constellation. Big, bigger than me, with my constellation as I sing. Apologize. It don't matter what you did. You've been a good friend. I'm listening to their universal tone, together all alone. And I'm thinking big, bigger than me, with my constellation as I see. And I'm thinking big, bigger than me, with my constellation as I see. When I get home, well, I'm building me a shrine full of all the stuff I found. And actually, it might all turn out alright. Yeah, it might just turn out fine. And I'm thinking big, bigger than me, with my constellation as I see. And I'm thinking big, bigger than me, with my constellation as I see. Thank you.
If you're just joining us, you are listening to Red Barn Radio, and our guest this evening is Phourist and the Photons. Nick Hill is the leader of this band, but the other players are certainly not followers. They all play a huge role in the sound that's going on up here. Before we meet those folks, I did want to ask you about something, Nick, which is this: if you come from a family of visual artists, your parents, right? And so I wonder, what's the role of video in what you put out there as a band?
I have been making videos since I was very young.
Why does that not surprise me?
Just to accompany the music, though, mostly. Like sort of abstract visual stuff, and then it morphed into, we did some pretty elaborate music videos for the Infinite Indigo record. The Here's Some Moonlight for Your Day video, we nerded out and put 3 astronaut costumes on and went to space. It's cute, but
the other day, it holds up.
say what?
I went back and watched it the other day. It holds up.
Scott says it holds up. Yeah. So I've been doing video stuff for a while. I wouldn't say I'm like a pro at it, but I managed to do it enough to make videos for the music. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. But do you see it evolving into sort of an important sort of element of the work that you guys put out there as a group? And
It could. I will say, I sort of fell out of love with music videos specifically, just because I feel like they impose too much visual on the listener.
Yes.
I'd almost assume they came up with a visual of their own in their mind. But it's a good promotional tool, so it gives like a blog or something to write about, other than like a SoundCloud link. So sometimes they want like a video. And I don't like begrudgingly make them. Like they're fun. They're super fun to make. But yeah, I think it will evolve, but I'm not sure in what way yet. I feel like I kind of like performance videos, like stuff like this, like where you just see the band play.
have you done some of that?
Yeah, we've done some of that.
Well, actually, I think I saw some maybe a live stream, something you did live stream. Yeah.
We did a live stream in TNT Productions. And that was a blast. Adam Copeland, the guy who normally does our sound there, is like awesome, super easy to work with guy. Yeah, and we've actually done a lot of videos at TNT. Like most of our videos are in that building. That's where we recorded a lot of our albums, and on this next record that we're working on, we recorded all Scott's drums there and stuff. But I'm getting off topic. Basically,
That's
all
right.
Yeah, we've got a lot of performance video out there.
You put something out there for the Tiny Desk concert
Oh yeah,
contest.
we do that for fun pretty much every year.
Yeah, and what kind of feedback do you get?
The biggest feedback we got was off the Are We Villains video. I feel like that one turned out really cool.
And did you and Jalen sing together?
No, that was actually our friend Kiana Binhoff. Or
Okay.
does she go by Kiana Dell these days?
Kiana Dale.
Kiana Dell, yeah.
Before me.
Yeah, that was before Jalen.
Right before me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's before Jalen even joined the band. Yeah. But it was cool the way that one turned out. We actually, Kiana used to sing the harmony at show. She just hopped up at Kaiju one time and just started singing. Or it was a Kaiju or a house show.
It was when she did the Half Step House at
Yeah,
her old place.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
And we were like, man, that's really pretty. So we decided to go ahead and record a legitimate version of it. But she's really talented.
Hey, let's we really ought to meet the other bandmates here.
Yeah.
We've been really getting lost in the sound here, and I'd love to hear a little something from each of you. Jalen, would you mind starting us off? Jalen, like Noel, Noel or Noel?
Noel.
Noel, okay, is up here playing bass and singing harmony, and Jalen, your great bass lines are not lost to the ears in the house here. We're just loving it.
Thank you.
Yeah, tell us about you and your musical training.
Well, I maybe might not know it just from how I've been performing, but I'm actually primarily a jazz musician. I'm a jazz bassist. My kind of main instrument is upright, but I also, I'm able to kind of fiddle around, I guess, on the on the electric, but I got
Oh, come on.
I got my start musically quite early. I actually started out playing acoustic guitar, classical music. I started when I was about 7 years old. My parents.
Your parents
my
who are
parents
here in the
here
house.
in house. Remember,
Tell
it
us
was-
something about them.
They're really great. They're really supportive, and like we just had all kinds of music in the house like as I was growing up. And I remember particularly after a first grade choir concert that I had, I was talking to my parents and I was like, I really want a guitar. I want a guitar. And so like after that concert, my dad like took me to Guitar Center, bought me a guitar, and I remember coming home with it and I was like, look, Mom, it's a guitar. And she thought he was gonna get me like a toy guitar, but it was like a real one. So she was like, she was like excited, I think, but she was also like, I'm not gonna have you just like spang-a-langing on this thing. So she's like, you've got to get some lessons going. So I did, and I did that for about a year. I got pretty good with the guitar.
So you weren't
and
spanging-a-langing
yeah,
after a year?
no longer making just white noise. And then after about a year, I grew up in Central Ohio, and where I was taking my lessons at, my teacher, he ran a lot of different bands on the side, like in addition to, teaching students how to play various instruments. He was a multi-instrumentalist, mostly like a rhythm section kind of guy. And in one of the groups, he needed a bass player. So he was like, let me teach you this real quick so you can do this. I need another bass player. And I was like, okay. And so like I did that, and I like was like, well, this instrument seems more me. I'm a little bit shy, a little bit more reserved. I don't really like, being center stage. This whole experience has been,
You are indeed center
Yeah.
stage right now, like it or not, Jalen.
it's been interesting with this group, but I was like, I enjoy, putting on a more supportive role and trying to play in a way that both, showcases my talent, but also enhances the talent of whoever I happen to be playing with. And the bass just kind of became my instrument of choice. So I've been playing bass for about 14 or 15 years
Oh,
now.
wow. All right.
And
You study jazz at University of Louisville?
yes, I did. Actually, in addition to the jazz, I was also a music therapy major. So that's like a whole other element. And it was really funny. I think like everyone around me kind of knew that I was gonna, go to school for music before I did. I was very much convinced when I was younger that this was just like, I don't want to say it was just something that I was doing, because I really enjoyed it, but I was actually very set on becoming a doctor. I wanted to be a pediatrician when I was younger, and I kind of held on to that up until like the middle of high school. And I was kind of thinking about it. My mom, she was like, if you become like pediatrician, you got to go to med school and you got to cut open cadavers, like you got to like operate. I was like, no, pediatricians don't cut up children. She was like, no, you still have to learn how to do that. And I was like, maybe this isn't what I'm meant to be doing.
Now, isn't that funny? Most parents would be saying, Jalen, you're not going to be able to do anything with that bass. You're just going to be hanging around with bad people late at night in bars and stuff like that. You should become a doctor.
Oh, yeah.
Your mother's using the other kind of psychology, which
My
is
parents
interesting.
actively encouraged me to go out to bars for jam sessions. Much to
right.
my chagrin at the time, I was not very like. I guess I wasn't like super duper confident when I had to get into those kinds of settings, but all of the experiences that I ended up having, they were, really eye-opening, and I've slowly, kind of gotten over that initial uneasy feeling.
Yeah.
So now I'm able to do stuff like this and kind of get out of my comfort zone, doing some singing.
While
which
you're
it's
playing.
like, yeah, it's totally new for me, and they the band just kind of asked offhand if I sang, and I was like, yeah.
Well, you're doing a great job, and really love your part in this sound here. It's just great. Hey, would you mind stepping up, Andrew, to that mic? We didn't provide you with. We have one. Yours is down by your amp there. Hey, tell us about you and how you found this.
I am from a little town of Elizabethtown.
Uh-huh.
And I started playing music, I guess, when I was like 12 or something like that. And this might sound like a non sequitur, but I've been like 5'7" since middle school. And when you're 5'7" in middle school, they're like, get that boy on defensive line, So like I was playing football, and then my peers kept growing. I stayed this size. So my parents kind of got the hint and just recognized that. And I think they were doing me a favor by getting me a guitar. And I just kind of stuck with it,
Well, you don't seem like the kind of guy who would, like be playing lead in like, or be playing guitar in like a Leonard Skinner cover.
Oh, I've done that, though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
And you can do that?
Yeah, I love doing that as well. Yeah.
Oh,
for
you
sure.
do?
Uh-huh.
Andrew can shred.
Yeah. Oh, he can. Okay. All right. So what do you find particularly challenging and interesting about what you do with the Photons?
Oh, it's really liberating because I get to do, soundscapes and worry about texture instead of, playing a ripping solo, or something like that, or playing a Leonard Skinner cover, which that's still fun, but this has been a very unique opportunity for me, for sure.
Yeah. Well, you bring a lot to it, and is it your plan to sort of continue, if you were to think about the kinds of music that you want to pursue over time, would your answer be lots of different things simultaneously, or do you feel yourself at this point in your life moving in a particular direction as a guitarist?
I don't know. I mean, like, I try to play something new every day. I'll either play along with a Metallica record or a John Coltrane record, whatever,
Yeah.
I feel like playing along with is what I'll do. So I'm open to anything, but I really love playing with these people. I mean,
Yeah.
so I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah, well, it's a great sound. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I really love what you bring. Are you trained in music theory, that kind of thing?
No, I dabble, but I don't know. I can't read music or anything like that. It was mostly learning by ear.
You think you might want to learn to do that at some point in time?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know that it's necessary.
No.
By any means. But I'm just kind of curious if that's an aspiration of yours.
No, not really. But
Yeah.
maybe one day.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, Andrew. And then we have also back here, who we haven't spoken to yet, is Scott Boyce. And Scott, your role as a drummer in this ensemble is huge.
Oh, thank you.
You do. You got a lot of stuff going on back there.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like the kind of thing that just any drummer could do. I mean, you couldn't just get a guy. You couldn't just say to a friend, "Hey, I can't make it to my gig. Could you sit in and play with the Photons tonight?"
Maybe there's like one or two people where I would trust them to hold it down, but most of it, I'm not trying to have a dig at Nick here or my playing or anything like that. The songs make sense when you hear them. Like the songwriting, I don't know. For me, it all makes sense what I do, which I'm just doing a lot. Some other people might not do as much, but I'm doing a lot back here, which is specifically Nick's request. When he hit me up back in 2014, he sent me that fateful "Hey man." we went back through our messages and found it 'cause we were betting whether or not that was the first thing he said to me. That's what we say to each other every day.
What were you gonna say? You gonna say something, Nick? No.
I was just going to say, hey, man.
Have you been working with Nick for years then, for a long time?
Yeah, it's 2014. That was when we first started together.
Wow.
Different lineup back then, but I've made it through all the changes, which is nice.
So,
but he asked me specifically, like, only toms, barely anything else. So that's what I've stuck to for a lot of it.
Yeah, on the first couple of records, you can hear him just like, it's mostly toms, which
Yeah.
is something I don't know why I wanted that. But
It made sense.
yeah, I mean, it's like it didn't like, there's some sort of frequency thing or something. It's just like like the piano stuff didn't get lost, which happens a lot with drums for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't
too
know.
much high end from the cymbals and stuff will kind of muddy up the waters if
Yeah.
you're not careful. We sound good up here though.
And Scott was the first drummer I ever played with who was just like, okay,
huh.
I'll try that.
Yeah.
And I've a lot of I've played with a lot of great drummers, and they just have their own style, which is awesome. But Scott was willing to try some different stuff.
I hadn't
Like-
played with anybody in a while either. So
Yeah.
a couple years out of high school, and I was in a jazz band then, and we played inside and outside of school, and then it was just nothing for a while. So when a mutual friend of ours hit my information to Nick, it was like, yes, like he sent me his stuff. I was like, this is really fun. Like I can imagine doing a lot of really cool stuff with it, and that's still the feeling I get whenever he sends me a new song. I'm like, ooh, this is like, I'm hearing this, kind of stuff. So it's been good. It's gotten, like, I don't want to say it was never collaborative, but I would say it's probably gotten even more so. Like we've like learned to trust me, which sounds like you didn't at first, but like
I
we
don't
just
really
been playing
trust
together
anybody. Yeah, when I start
Work it
working
out,
with,
guys.
Huh?
Work it out.
Yeah. It's like when you start working with people, like I literally, Andrew will attest to this too. Like I take a minute to like trust that they're gonna do something right for the song, because I feel like I've worked with so many musicians who do things that's right for them, and not necessarily the song, which people are going to start feeling like I'm talking about them. I'm probably not, but just like it did take me a while to just trust that he was going to do something cool, and also to just be open-minded enough to listen instead of me doing what's right for me. Which is a lot of times when I write a song, I'll be like, it goes like this, and I'll come in and I'll be like, do this, and I just Scott was a talented dude, so it's like eventually I was like, just let him do his thing.
Yeah,
And the
good.
same with Andrew. Jalen, I'd already learned all this by the time you joined the band, so like you just got to do your thing from the beginning.
Well, you guys, you got a great sound, and we
you.
will really look forward to seeing how your sound sort of continues to develop over time. And do you have a new recording that you can tell us about?
Oh yeah. Well, we got so much music to sift through, just piles and piles of stuff. But
Our next album's looking pretty long.
yeah,
Like a
Real
double-
Hail to the
double
Thief
album.
kind of track list.
it might be a double album, or we might just release it as two different albums,
good.
or just one album and never release the other songs. We
Well,
don't
I
know
like
yet.
I like the 2-album idea.
The two album idea. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what our friends Villamir did.
Yeah.
When you had them on the program.
Oh, we loved them.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
Yeah, they were great.
They
That was a-
recommended that we come on here.
One of
actually.
our favorite shows this year. We had a great time.
Yeah.
Folks, we're with Phourist and the Photons. We're having a great time with you guys, and glad you're here to play some more music for us before we head out tonight.
Alrighty.
Back to Phourist and the Photons on Red Barn Radio.
This is called The Wave and the Powers That Be. Tell me what I should know, and I'll keep it in my head forever after. Help me find my way home, and I'll be grateful forever answers, please. Ain't got a single one to offer. Green leaves up on the trees, who knows where they're going to in the winter. I'm underneath the waves. I'm underneath the waves. I'm underneath. I am wounded. Oh, ooh. Will you someday arrive? I hope you can find the time to be happy. Blue sea, crimson sky, the cosmic elements rain down upon me. I'm underneath the waves. I'm underneath. I'm underneath the waves. I'm underneath. Thank you. Hello, nothing. How have you been? Ooh. Well, there's something, but how are your friends? And I guess something's got to get you now. And if God can cry, well then so can I. Ooh. Hello, nothing. Where you going? Ooh, well, there's somewhere. Why you go to introduce that tune. That was Hell or Nothing. Thank you. This is a brand new one called When the Heavens Rain Fire. Sleep, but my eyes ain't closed yet. I'm on the side of the road at 3 in the morning. Might as well roll the window down. Have myself a little look around. Is that a me you're coming down? When the heavens they rain fire, when the heavens they rain fire, ooh. When the heavens they rain fire, when the heavens they rain fire, ooh. How could I not be inspired when the heavens they rain fire? Ooh, ooh. I wanna sleep, but the world's too amazing. And there's too many dreams I'm chasing. So I look up at the sky for a while to remind myself that I'm alive and smile. When the heavens they rain fire, when the heavens they rain fire, ooh. When the heavens they rain fire, when the heavens they rain fire,
Wow. So many people to thank for our program tonight. First, Phourist and Photons, our guest this evening. And then there's our volunteers and staff who make our production happen so beautifully and really typically flawlessly. That's a couple of adverbs in a row, each and every week. Thank you all for listening to our webcast, watching us on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook Live, and those listening to us on the network of Red Barn stations and media worldwide. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. It's your chance to hear more great live music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU. Those of you here in the Central Kentucky area, be sure to check out Red Barn TV, our weekly program of music now on ABC 36 WTVQ. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Arts Place Performance Hall in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and further information on our guests and our program. We're on the web at redbarnradio.com. Hey, Red Barn Radio is now grouping a gaggle of chairs for a small number of music fans who want to attend our weekly Wednesday studio sessions at Arts Place here in Lexington. While first dibs are going to go to friends and family of the artists performing, 20 total seats will be available. The show will be free, so watch our social media for more information on how to be part of our shows, and that's coming soon. And now, once again, folks, welcome back, Phourist and the Photons, to the Red Barn stage for one more number.
Thank you. This is called Here's Some Moonlight for Your Day. You count it off. I've been under your rubber, hiding, waiting on trouble. You will believe me one of these days. We wonder if we need to pray. I've been drowning in the rivers, gasping for air to deliver me. You will believe me one of these days. Wonder if we need to pray. Here's some moonlight, here's some moonlight for your day. Here's some moonlight, here's some moonlight for your day. Here's some moonlight, here's some moonlight for your day. Here's some moonlight, here's some moonlight for your day. Here's some moonlight, here's some moonlight for your day. Here's some moonlight, here's some moonlight for your day. Some moonlight, here's some moonlight for your day. Here's some moonlight for your waiting on trouble for your day. On your rubber. Here's some moonlight, here's some moonlight for your day. Thank you.
Wow. Well, that's all for our show for this week. You can see and hear Red Barn Radio worldwide, though, as we stream live on the web on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. You can hear archived performances on Spotify and iTunes. You can see video on the Red Barn Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to check out our social media for updates to our upcoming schedules and more information on our program. And now from all of us here at Red Barn Radio to all of our friends worldwide, it's our hope that you have a great week. Keep working together to be safe and healthy. And until next time, good night from Red Barn Radio.